welcome back to the Ashes debrief. We've got Michael Vaughan and Glenn McGrath beside me. Vaughanie, you asked for sensible cricket. You got it.
We got a bit of it. I just want to get on your box.
There you go. Right. Come on, Glenn. There you go.
I can't want to get on the box as well.
I'll just stand here.
There you go. Come on, move on. Let's get on to the show. It's been a great day for England. They were under so much pressure. Having played poorly in Perth, 1-0 down, they had to win today. Good toss to win. 2 down inside the first couple of overs. Balls flying past the outside edge. A catch that went down steep, very tough chance from Joe Root. Did Zak Crawley stick one on the 16?
He did, didn't he?
Probably snicked it, got away with it. You're thinking, oh no, we're going back to Perth, there could be a Calypso collapse. So I thought Zak Crawley helped Joe because he came out and got the scoreboard ticking, and Joe could just play. And the way that Joe's played today is the reason why England can have success out here. He is the glue. Yeah. And the reason why they played with better tempo is purely because of Joe. When Joe's out in the middle, he talks to his partner, he creates a calmness in the dressing room, in the viewing area, and everything kind of slows down. When Joe gets out early, I think they're all scattered. They're all panicking. Oh no, Joe's out. Well, today he's just played a blind. To think that he'd arrived this morning in the back of his mind going, I've never got 100 here, and for this team, and he always plays for the team, that's what he gets up in the morning for, to deliver for the team. He would have known for England to get back into this series, he needs runs. And to deliver it here under that amount of pressure was remarkable.
Well, Glenn, the press have called him average Joe because he's not had a century here in Australia. He had a point to prove. He said he doesn't mind as long as he scores runs, but just how good was he today?
He's brilliant, there's no doubt about that. He's a class player, he's going to be remembered as one of the greats, but that little black mark against his name was the fact that he hadn't scored 100 here. So to get that monkey off his back, to come out and do that, it's brilliant. It shows the class of player he is. He goes at a different tempo to everyone else. Bazball, I think, is really good for Joe. Rudy can go out there, play at his own pace with the guys going around him. And like Vaughanie said, you got Zak Crawley going hard at the other end. It just works perfectly.
But surely it was always going to happen. It was when, not if. It was always going to happen on this tour.
After Perth, I think there was a few doubts, and there'd have been doubts in Joe's mind. It's his 30th innings today in Australia, so the first 29, he'd not got those 3 figures. His highest score was here though. He'd had an 89 at the Gabba, so I think he comes here and thinks, "Wow, the Gabba's not bad. Yeah. He can score a few runs here." But it was just the way that he manoeuvred the game today, and there was periods where England was scoring quickly, and then there was periods where Australia suddenly started to bowl well, and the ball started to zip. They kept Mitchell Starc out the attack for just over an hour in that middle session. Twilight came, throw the ball to Mitchell, and Harry plays the shot.
Well, I want to talk about Harry Brooks. You've got onto it.
Oh, Harry.
I think I called him stupid.
Well, I think he is. I think you're right. I mean, he's got so much talent. Even that ramp shot, I'm kind of watching that shot going, Harry, you're just so good. He's almost got too many, too many kind of clubs in the bag. I think you're allowed 15 clubs in a golf bag. He's got about 25, and he tries to bring them all out. Joe Root today, look, he's a different style of player, so he's not a Joe Root style player, but Joe just played 3 or 4 shots, 3 or 4 areas. Players that get consistent scores over seas at home in all different conditions, they generally have 2 or 3 scoring areas. Harry's got 360.
Yeah. Well, he came out today and he crunched the ball through the covers, and he looked like he was a man that was going to score a million. And then he played that ramp shot, and we all just went, no, what are you doing? Because he is that player that's so frustrating to watch because he's got so much talent, but you fear that he might not put it to use.
Well, he's one of those players that, like everyone says, so much time. He's got so much more time than anyone else. He plays all these shots, but they're all instinctual. I think a lot of them are premeditated to a degree, so if he could get rid of that out of his head and just play the ball on its merits, I think he'd be a completely different player. But he's very instinctual. So if you get those players to try to adapt and play differently, will he be still as successful? Do you just say, look, this is the way he plays, he's going to come off sometimes and other times, but if he can just...
Well, the thing is, he's not at the start of his Test career anymore. No. He's bang slap in the middle of it.
Well, so
Has he changed at all, or is he exactly the same as he started?
If I felt his defence was poor, I'd probably say I'd encourage him to be aggressive, because you can't. He's got as good a defence as anyone. Yeah. He plays straight. He plays it under his eyes,
and has time.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got all the time in the world. And you know what? I think he sees the ball too big,
like a beach ball. He's like, let me whack it.
And he just thinks he can just launch it out of the ground.
He can though. We've seen him do it.
He can, but not consistently at this level. Not against. Look, if he's facing a a Nisa or a Doggett, you know, and the ball's not doing a great deal, go.
Yeah.
When you're facing one of the greats in Mitchell Starc, and against Bumrah in the summer, I'll keep going back to that. They treated Bumrah with a huge amount of respect because they knew he was the threat. Mitchell Starc is the threat for Australia.
Yeah.
Just see him off. You've got Doggett, Nisa, Cameron Green to face. Don't gift Mitchell Starc a few wickets, which they have done again today. They don't need to do that.
Well, he seems like the only threat in that Australia lineup, does Mitchell Starc. They've gone no Nathan Lyon today, which I was mind blown at. His record here at the Gabba is unbelievable. But also, there was periods of today, I don't know what you two think, but it just felt like Australia needed something different, other than just the seamers.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't go with Nathan Lyon. He's got a great record at, very good record at day-night cricket. But the thing is, up here, it gets darker earlier.
Yeah.
And I thought they were thinking the ball does more under, twilight when it gets darker, so our fast bowlers will be bowling more. But I don't think they planned for this pitch. They took off so much grass. There's only 3 mil, which I think is far too, just not enough. And that ball got soft, and it gets hard work. And with what you said, with Brook getting out when he did, even Jack's getting out the way he did. He didn't have to do that. That ball was soft. It wasn't doing a great deal. You can really, that's where you can really capitalise. So I'm keen to see what happens the rest of this Test match. Did England miss a chance by not bowling half an hour at the end of play rather than getting some quick runs? I think all that will play out in the next few days as well.
Well, Mitchell Starc's 6 for again. He's stepping up when Cummins and Hazelwood aren't here. He's obviously got that maturity. Did he deserve the 6 for, or did England give him 6 for?
Oh, they gifted him a couple, but he's a brilliant bowler. So those drives that you've seen, and there's some poor strokes. I think it's because that ball can swing back in, so they're kind of covering the stumps, and suddenly he throws out. You kind of instinctively chase those deliveries. He's clearly in the form of his life. He's clearly got that rhythm. I just look at him and go, he's the only one really that can win Australia the Test match. So he's got 6 already. It won't surprise he ends up with 7. He was hobbling a bit towards the back end there. Now, if England aren't watching that thinking, just get more overs into his legs, more and more overs, play him sensibly. And if they play him sensibly in the second innings, whatever the score is that Australia get, they're still going to have to bat well in the second innings. And the only player that I think, in terms of the ball in hand for Australia, can win Australia the game is Mitchell Starc. So England have to play him with a bit more sense.
And we're going to talk about the not declaration. You think England should have declared. Ben Stokes, the rest of the team, all had their whites on. They were all down pitch side. Did Ben Stokes change his mind?
Well, I think what they did is, Gus Atkinson was probably sent out there when Joe got to play a few shots, and then Carr's play a few shots, try and get 20, 30. We'll have 20 minutes, 30 minutes at Australia tonight. But when Joffre came out there, he was sent. I was down there pitch side. The gloves were sent out. He's basically launched.
Well, they got 61 or 44 that partnership.
But when he started to hit a few, you go, keep going. Australia now have to go out into the field tomorrow afternoon. And if England come back for 20, 30 minutes, which would be a huge bonus, you take the game a bit deeper. That pink ball will be a bit harder by the time the twilight comes. So that partnership was crucial. I kind of get that some people were going, declare, get Australia in, get Travis Head out tonight. But those runs are invaluable. England need the runs at this stage of the Test match. You get as many as you can in the first innings, and it just buys you a bit more time in the second innings.
And you're thinking England could have had Australia 2 or 3 down?
Quite easily, 3 or 4 maybe. But I think that's the best time to bowl. The strategy of playing these day-night tests, you want to be bowling under lights with a new ball. It just next level toughness. So I don't think Ben Stokes changed his mind. He just thought, 45 minutes to go. Joffre's not going to last 45 minutes. We're still going to get 20 minutes, probably get some quick runs. But as it turned out, I thought Australia bowled pretty poorly. They didn't bowl real good bounces. They didn't mix the pace up. Fair enough, that ball's soft and pretty hard to bowl with, especially at that time of the day. Tired legs, but I thought they could have done. That's
why, like pink ball cricket, as much as I don't think the Ashes needs a pink ball test, it's intriguing because Australia now will be thinking, okay, England have probably got beyond the par that we wanted them to get. But if Australia bat really well tomorrow and they're still batting on day 3, they'll be thinking, if we can bat really, really well and give England the chance to bat on day 3 evening with the brand new pink ball, that's Australia's way of winning the game. But England have got a great chance now, bat for 20 more minutes, bowl Australia out tomorrow, get the bat in hand on day 3 when the sun is shining, and then you can dictate the game. It's a fascinating game when the pink ball's around because, as you said, Ben Stokes was thinking about declaring tonight. And that's what you get in the pink ball game. So as much as I don't really love it, I liked it today. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is a bit like that.
I did like it today, but I don't love it.
Glenn, you're a bowler.
Yeah.
When that ball goes soft and the pink ball goes soft, how do you get the best out of it? Like, what are you just waiting for the new ball?
Well, you're trying to change it.
Yeah.
We saw last Ashes in the UK, England, they changed it and got. You're always getting a harder ball. Even if it looks the same, it's going to be harder, and it's the hardness of that ball that really carries through and gives a bit of more confidence for the bowlers. So when it's a soft ball that's doing nothing, and you've got to try a few things. You didn't even see a single slower ball. I'm not sure what Australian bowlers are thinking there. You've got to really bowl it short, but it becomes tough when it's soft. It's doing nothing, but there was still a little bit of movement. But it got tough work. Mitchell Starc even said that ball got soft and it becomes so much tougher.
So is the wicket flat or the ball just crap?
I think there's a bit there in the pitch.
Yeah.
I think this pitch, if the heat comes, and apparently it's going to come on days 2 and 3, I think there's cracks there that will open up. It's the 3 millimetres of grass which Glenn spoke about. There's usually like 8 millimetres here. So it is a flat. You've got to remember, Cricket Australia lost a lot of money in
Do you
Perth.
think that's what they've done? They've gone panicking.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of money at stake here. There's a huge amount of England support. There's 40,000 in here. They can't afford a 3-day game. It has to go a bit deeper. They need the coffers. They need a few quid. They haven't got anything in the bank.
They've just lost 4 mil.
I can completely understand that. It needs to be a longer game, and I think we'll get one because.
And the English fans, they saw a 2-day test. They've come all the way out, paid a fortune. Got to give something.
I'll tell you what, the England fans that last session, they were
rowdy.
They were loud. But that's what you travel over here. You just want to see a great day. If you can see a great day and you can see England. We haven't won here in 15 years. We haven't won at the Gabba in 39.
That's older than me.
The last time that England came back from 1-0 down in an Ashes series in Australia, we came by a boat. So there's loads of kind of history-making moments that are on offer here. I loved it. I just thought it had everything. Yeah.
I have completely forgotten about England's opener, Zak Crawley. Should have mentioned him at the top of the show. Pressure was on him. 2 ducks. Mitchell Starc's got the new ball in his hand. He was brilliant. He got 76 today. He can relax now, surely.
Well, no, he can't. He can't. I mean, he can relax in a way that he's helped the team today.
Yeah.
But he's got to be more consistent. I'll tell you what he's got, and I admire him hugely for. He can forget the previous week. And I don't think he's on social media, which
I think it might be the haircut though.
Is that
new haircut, but he's gone for the buzz cut.
They've all had trims. I saw the social media pictures of them all getting a trim, but he has an amazing ability to park what was last week, to suddenly arrive here and go, right, I'm just going to watch the ball and play. And to think that he got off the mark with the big drive on the up from Mitchell Starc, I'm like, wow, he's made of something. So I really admire his kind of mindset of just playing that moment. But 76 isn't enough for England to win an Ashes series down under. He needs to get a few more in the second innings, and he has to get some big hundreds here in Australia.
What you're all waiting for is to ask me anything. Scan the QR code that is going to be on your TV screens now. I reckon it's there. Kev in Portsmouth says, where does Joe Root rank as England's greatest after his 100th today? Surely he's England's greatest.
I've said for a long time he's England's greatest player across the formats. I just think he's a great role model. I said a few months ago, it's not just England's greatest cricketer. I have him right up there with one of the great role models of English sport. You look at his celebration of his 100. I mean, if that had been me, honestly, I'd have been doing somersaults, running to the Barmy Army, giving it that one.
You'd be still celebrating.
At the press box, going,
he just went. That angelic smile. He's a brilliant player. Without doubt, he's England's finest player, and I have no question if that back stays right, he will surpass Sachin Tendulkar's record in and around 2 years' time.
Yeah, that's the maths, isn't it? That if he carries on the way he is, he will. For you, Glenn, what makes him such a special player? And is he that important to England? Without Joe, they don't win the Ashes.
Oh, he's class. There's no doubt about that. Everything Vaughan said, the way he goes out there and builds an innings. He turns a lot of 50s into 100 in hundreds, and he's done that more and more in the latter part of his career. So he's always improving, always learning. I always thought if I ever bowled to him, he would annoy the hell out of me because he looked like he was like 11 when he started. But he's shown that quality is. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably was.
So he to me adds that calming influence in a baseball, and everyone looks up to him. He's got that respect from both teams, the crowds, the fans. So yeah, to see him tick off that 100 today, he deserved that. And,
to answer your question, England can't win without him. Not here. He's that important, and that 100 today tells you everything. He's got England to a 325 score, and I think that's beyond par on this kind of wicket with the pink ball.
Well, there you go, Kev. There's your answer. He is England's greatest, and possibly might be the greatest ever. Don't forget, you can ask me anything about the Ashes, please. Thank you very much, Vaughanie, Glenn. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, the highlights are on the iPlayer at 5 p.m. Just so we can have a little laugh, you step on that box for us.
Do I have to?
Is he even in the telly anymore? Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. See you later.